Possessive adjectives in English establish relationships between different elements in a phrase. They can show how different subjects relate to each other, providing a picture of the context. While pronouns allow the conveying of ownership without unnecessary words, possessive adjectives make communication more efficient in both writing and speaking. They can also emphasize possession and create a sense of belonging or attachment. We can maintain continuity and coherence in context by using possessive adjectives and pronouns. Possessive adjectives in English look like this: my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. They modify nouns by showing to whom the noun belongs. In every case, possessive adjectives come before the noun they describe, directly linking the owner to the object. These adjectives also have no gender and can refer to multiple nouns at once. Some examples are my book, your jacket, his dog, her key, our phone, and their class. Likewise, these adjectives can refer to plural nouns. My books, your jackets, his dogs, her keys, our phones, and their classes. Now, generally, possessive adjectives directly describe a noun, indicating who owns the noun that follows them. In such a case, these sentences can extend, making the flow of information more specific, like, this book is my book. That jacket is your jacket. This dog is his dog. That key is her key. This phone is our phone, and that class is their class. Here, it is possible to introduce possessive pronouns which function differently within sentences. While adjectives indicate who owns a noun, possessive pronouns replace nouns entirely, standing alone to show ownership. By replacing a noun phrase, a possessive pronoun means that a thing or a person belongs to someone. They eliminate the need to repeat information, making sentences cleaner and simpler to understand. In English, they look like this: mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs. His and its are the only pronouns that remain unchanged. Every pronoun corresponds to a specific subject and replaces a noun to indicate possession. Let's take the previous examples. To generate a better sentence flow and save time, we can use possessive pronouns to achieve better clarity. Instead of saying, this book is my book, I can say, this book is mine, removing the need to repeat the noun and making the phrase more concise. Instead of saying, that jacket is your jacket, we can say, that jacket is yours. Instead of saying this dog is his dog, we can say this dog is his. Likewise, we can say that key is hers, this phone is ours, and that class is theirs. Possessive pronouns also have no gender and can be plural. The books are mine. The jackets are yours. The dogs are his. The keys are hers. The phones are ours, and the classes are theirs. While possessive pronouns can be simple, people relatively confuse them with possessive adjectives. Primarily, they seem interchangeable, but their purposes are distinct. For instance, in the phrase, this book is my book, the adjective my describes the book. My book. But in the phrase, this book is mine, the pronoun mine stands alone and replaces the phrase my book. This is the purpose of adjectives and pronouns. It's vital to determine whether the word is meant to describe a noun using an adjective or stand alone and replace a noun using a pronoun. The best way to remember them is by using this chart. Finally, another way to understand their difference is to know that pronouns are also absolute or independent possessive pronouns. They must stand alone and be used without a noun. And here are some examples. My book is more interesting than yours. Your watch is broken, so you need to borrow mine. His dog is smaller than hers. Our phones are newer than theirs. Theirs are older. What's special about these phrases is that every possessive pronoun replaces an entire noun phrase, which is why it saves time and makes a better sentence flow. Using adjectives only, we can technically say, more interesting than your book. You need to borrow my watch. Smaller than her dog. Newer than their phones. Their phones are older. Because we're using adjectives, we're repeating the same noun unnecessarily, so we need to use pronouns instead. Yours, mine, hers, and theirs. This is the purpose of independent or absolute possessive pronouns.